Let's go surfing, surfing safari. Let's go surfing, surfing safari. I bet you can hear me now, can you? I bet they can. I can hear me. Yes, they can because the mic is here. I bet they can hear me now. Woohoo! Woohoo! All right, so we have sound. We're gonna make this work. Excellent, excellent. Welcome everybody, and we might need to turn that fan off because of this mic. I'm not sure. Maybe not. But if people can hear me, all right. Everybody hears me fine. All right. If everybody hears me fine, I'm not going to worry about it. We are going to put this right up here. We're going to put that in there. That way you can hear Jessica in a bit as well. All right. Let's breathe deep, everyone. I'm excited. I was mentioning I'm excited. I want to talk with you about tapping into spirit. With that said, we got our butts kicked many years ago. You may have heard the story. We got kicked off Maui. We weren't listening to spirit. Now we are listening to spirit, and we're about to go embark on a major RV tour across the country to help uplift people, inspire people, learn people's stories. It's going to be stories, kind of a pilgrimage across the country. And so we're trying new things, sort of like a haircut 5 minutes before YouTube Live. But we are trying and experimenting with new things. And I keep looking at Jessica like I want her to say something. And she's like,
That's not true.
That's not true?
I'm just enjoying the wind in my hair.
The wind in your hair.
Literally.
Is that okay if I angle you toward the wind in your... Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Versus the gel look right here. All right. So I feel like getting to my notes now. I'm very excited, though, for our upcoming tour, and I'm happy that we are challenging ourselves. I think that is so important during this time, is that we challenge ourselves. So let's talk about diving into spirit. And I'm very interested in what you're typing here.
They like your haircut. They like your 7-minute haircut.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't even, somebody mentioned 8 minutes. I know it was not 8 minutes. It was zip, zip. And then you go, do I have time to go get a scissors?
Yeah. Don't turn to the side because I didn't really do much. Don't show them the back.
Did you put like your initials in the back or something?
No, I didn't have
JL back here. All right, so let's talk about connecting with spirit. It is such a butt-kicking time. The more we can laugh about things, the more we can get centered, the more we can dive into spirit, the better. So you probably know our story. We got kicked off of Maui years ago because we weren't listening to spirit. We had a beautiful exotic home there, and we didn't listen, and we got kicked off. And then we listened. We started Inspire Nation, and everything took off. Fast forward, we just got the trifecta of a butt kicking here in the last month, which I won't share by name because you said enough of that, right?
Yes.
Okay. However, I think we feel better this time. Would you agree we feel better this time, relatively speaking?
I think we recovered faster. Yeah.
And we recovered faster because we dove into our automatic writing. We dove into a lot of the techniques that I'm going to teach you here this evening so that we were able to hear spirit and get an idea of why is this going on? Why are we getting our butts kicked? I mean, let's face it. We're all getting our butts kicked right now. So it's not just Jessica and myself. This COVID time is a time of collective butt kicking. But I think it's actually collective butt kicking to help us to heal, to help us to feel better. But I think most importantly, it's a collective butt kicking so that we've crossed mile 20 in the marathon. Everybody gets spiritual at mile 20 in the marathon. Please, God, help me to make it. And so we are listening now. And I think we're listening at a very deep level. And I don't know, are you getting out of automatic writing that we get to get out of the house, we get to go on tour, we get to explore, we get to step back?
I'm getting this outside of automatic writing. I'm getting this like just through my gut feeling.
which is connected to spirit, I would say. And what's your gut telling you? Wow, that's a big grin. That's a really big grin. So what is that your gut is saying? And this is a key. We have forgotten how to listen to our guts. But what is your gut telling you?
Go.
Get out of here. Would that sound about
my
right?
gut doesn't use like words. It's not like eloquent prose or anything. It's just a feeling.
Would you say that feeling is connected to spirit?
Yes.
Are we all connected to that feeling?
Yes.
It's a key thing. When we lived on Maui, we did something kind of cool. I want to see if I can get a prop here. What do I have? I was going for a can of food, but we're going to go with an organic cornstarch. And in this grocery store, Jessica would go and we'll simulate here. And I'll close my eyes. What?
Oh.
This isn't a Goya ad.
No.
Okay, so I felt how that feels. And next.
What? You want me to
All
give you
right.
something else? Hold on. I don't think they get what you're trying to demonstrate here.
Well, we're trying to demonstrate. What we're trying to demonstrate is that you can literally put ideas up against your heart or up against your gut. You could literally write something out and put it to your heart and ask yourself, how does this make me feel? So you could write out job A, job B. Put it to your heart, put it to your gut. Say, how does this make me feel? I want to get car A, car B. How does it make me feel? I can look online, and we did this before moving here. Look at one place or look at one job situation or whatever, and look at a second and go quiet and say, how does it feel?
Well,
I'm a little worried. What are you about to do with the cornstarch?
You didn't tell everybody. Did A or B feel better?
B felt much better. but there's something about putting cornstarch. That was right on the edge. There was something. Stay away with the cornstarch.
Maybe if I added cacao.
Oh, now that would be good. So, one thing we can do is we can start to listen to our guts more. See how it feels. Kids have this dialed. You go to give them broccoli or something and they're like, no, because they have feeling dialed. Now they might be a little overstrung on sugar, and I'm pretty much sugar free, although I sure seem like a squirrel on crack right now for sugar. But I want you to feel things out. Ask yourself, what do I think? No, let's stop with what do I think. And let's say, how does this make me feel? Feeling is the simplest way that we are connected to spirit. Spirit can speak to us in voices. And we're teaching automatic writing, how you can learn how to hear the voice of spirit loud and clear. I think, 10, 11 days from now? That we're going to have an automatic writing class?
Yes, Thursday, August 6th.
Out of curiosity, do we have a coupon for people?
Bleh.
This is the word for this evening. Bleh.
Sometimes my automatic writing comes out like that too. You never know. It's automatically applied in the checkout cart.
Excellent. I'm bringing the mic not to cover your face, but to make it closer. Because
I know. I speak softly.
You didn't carry a big stick.
Yeah.
So, automatic writing speaks with the voice, but you don't necessarily need the voice. The first way that we hear spirit is not from a whisper, but it's from a visceral reaction. When you're driving down the road and you yank the wheel to the side, to avoid the bus, to avoid the car, hopefully to avoid that snake. When you do that, you didn't hear a voice say turn. You just turned. We can cultivate this. One fun thing that you can do is go for a walk. I can't recommend walks enough. We're going to be talking about that more in a minute. But go for a walk and come to a split where you get to go left and right, or it branches or anything of the sort. Pause for a moment and feel into your body. Which way does it want to go? And that's the way I want you to go. That is an impulse. That is spirit speaking to you through your voice. I am so nervous with this giggle going on to my side right now.
I think I'm going to take you off track.
They're already wondering because you just went,
Well, you said you come to a split in the road.
Yes.
And then you said, then you go, woo?
Yes. You go, woo, very much.
You're a little clumsy.
So you're saying I go, whoop, boom? All right, I'm going to do a shameless plug here that I had not planned on doing at this point.
That's what I pictured in my head.
We have a patron page that Jessica is now breathing
Taking
life
it over.
to. She is taking it over. On this patron page called our Backstage Pass, she has a video. Thank God there was steam up. She has a video yesterday of, what are you doing, Michael? I'm in the shower. Do you want to tell people what you're doing? What do you mean? I'm in the shower.
No, I didn't tell you that you were on camera.
You mean I determined that on my own on
Yes.
the other side? So if you want to see more of this and us learning about how we're going on tour and really listening to spirit, you can go there. Jessica has the link for you. So the first thing we can do to listen to spirit is we can start to cultivate that feeling inside of us. I think that's going to be a fun part of our tour, is seeing which way does the bus want to go. And then we're going to probably go that direction. Another thing that you can do is start to treat life like ceremony. You can literally play the drums before you go on live, for instance, before you go to bed. And I'm going to talk more about this. You can go into a state of prayer. But you get to ask yourself, how much am I communicating with spirit in prayer? Because even for the there are some rare exceptions, but for the majority of channelers or mediums out there, they didn't start with getting a torrent of information. A little bit came, and then a little bit more, and a little bit more. And the first step was that they went into prayer, usually out of desperation. And they said, Spirit, God, universe, speak with me. I need an answer. And suddenly, that's what they got. And so you can go into prayer any time of the day. God, I need to know what I do about my job. God, I need to know what to do about my sick partner. God, I need to know what to do. And I use God, not a bearded white guy in the sky. Nothing could be further from the truth. I use God to mean spirit. It could be spirit, universe, tell me what to do here. And then, as some people have been commenting, we get to go quiet. Go quiet and listen to spirit. Spirit is there all the time. Spirit is waiting to guide us. Spirit is waiting to walk with us hand in hand every step of the way, if and only if we ask. That's why I made a book years ago. I've got to get this printed. We tried self-publishing it. This was before I met Jessica, and the image quality wasn't good enough. I made a photo book with some beautiful quotes called Silence Speaks. Silence is always speaking to you very, very loudly. When does silence speak to you the most? When you're doing the mundane, when you're doing activities that don't involve thought. You want to hear spirit, ask a question and go for a walk. This is a great business boardroom technique. Come together for a meeting, meet for about 45 minutes, and then kick yourselves out for a walk, and then come back together, and everybody shares what they heard. You want to get answers fast. This is much better than brainstorming. When you go for a walk, don't think about the problem. Think about anything else. Or ask a lofty question. I have been enjoying these so much on my runs. Why is this tour coming together with such great grace and ease? Why is the car coming to us with such grace and ease? You have a 35-foot RV, that's our rolling Inspire Nation office, and you tow a little car behind you, a little eco car. Why is the car coming to us with such grace and ease? You can repeat that question out on a tour, out on a run. I don't know why I'm seeing something about you writing about Michael screaming on here. Usually I don't catch things, but I'm not sure why you're writing about Michael screaming.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Angel Havoc asked if I write down the idea that I was talking about how my ideas or messages come during mundane tasks like brushing my teeth or taking a shower.
Exactly.
She asked if I write them down, and I said, well, first I run out of the shower and I go, Michael, we have to blah, blah, blah.
This is true. And the meeting is afoot. But that's when your best ideas come often, don't they? It's Einstein talked about brushing his teeth is when many of his best ideas came to him. It's interesting. We've been talking a lot about sponsors. Victoria Marie is saying we need to get a hair product sponsor because of your haircuts that you give me.
What if the hair product is aloe?
I use aloe so that I can stay. We are not sponsored by anyone yet, but we are open for sponsors for this tour, and we are going to listen with our gut. We're going to go into automatic writing. We are certainly going to see what comes up in the shower. We're going to ask lofty questions. Why do sponsors come to us with such grace and ease? You want to get some amazing answers when you go to sleep at night. Ask lofty questions. Spirit is always talking to you when you sleep. She can be talking to you through dreams. She can be talking to you through ideas. You can put an idea out before you go to sleep, and then the next morning that idea pops into your head. Why? Because you asked it right before you went to bed. Why do sponsors come to us with such grace and ease? Why do squirrels come to us with such grace and ease? How many squirrels do we have in the house now?
Bordering on too many.
Dozens of squirrels, I would say at this point.
Yes.
2 last year, and I think we're in the dozens category this year.
I think it was 4 last year.
You think it was 4?
Yeah.
And they commingled?
Yeah.
Why do squirrels come to us with such incredible grace and ease?
No, I don't really want to answer that question.
No. So what I was talking about is ideas coming to us in the shower, ideas coming to us when we run, ideas coming to us when we sleep. Put out any question out there. Of course, these lofty questions are so valuable. A lofty question is one that you are allowing universe to answer. Why am I so wealthy? Why am I so affluent? Why is life so easy? Why is life so great? We have this idea that channeling mediumship is just about a booming voice. I know a lot of amazing mediums and channels who actually hear no voice at all. They get images and they have to construct out of these pictures what that could mean. Spirit comes to us in whatever unique voice is best for you. And it doesn't have to be this booming giant voice in the sky. Of course, it can be. That's where things like automatic writing come in and where you cultivate this process. And if you hear a voice of spirit, I want you to be the crazy in town. If you hear the voice of spirit saying turn left, if you hear a voice of spirit saying stop at this tree, if you hear a voice of spirit saying anything, I want you to stomp. I want you to drop, sit on your butt right then and there, And I want you to start talking with spirit. We can grow this and cultivate this as well. Let's say that you're out walking in a park and just for a minute you heard the voice of spirit. Or let's say that you had an awakening experience where anything happened. You got a shot and suddenly you left your body. You had a car accident and you left your body. You fainted and left your body. Whatever. You can go, did you know, you can go into a meditative experience, meditative state, and you can call for spirit to come back to you, sort of like NLP. You can remember the experience, feel the experience, remember if there are any sounds, any tastes, put yourself back in the experience and ask for spirit to come back to you. And oftentimes, spirit will. One fun state, I know I haven't brought it in a YouTube live yet. One of these days I'll do it, is bringing out our drums. And getting into a drumming trance-like state can take you back to where you can speak to spirit. Or you literally could go to the drums. Imagine yourself going into the ground, like through a hole in a tree or under a rock, and going down. Take yourself down, keep those drums going. And ask to connect with a spirit guide. And you will find your guide, one of many. Stay there and talk with your spirit guide with the drums going. Thank your spirit guide. Ask your spirit guide if he or she can visit you and you can communicate and what that would look like. And then follow the drums, go right back out the way you came in. I want you to start talking to God. You could start singing to God. You can start talking to God. And by God, I do mean angels, archangels. I'm an archangel guy. I talk to Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel all the time. In fact, let you in a little secret. What I'll do is I'll say, good morning or thank you, Archangel Michael. I'll pause for a moment. And if the fan wasn't going here, I'd feel a gentle brush. What the? That wasn't a gentle brush. That was some yells attacking the screen. I'll feel a gentle brush against me. I'll say, Archangel Raphael. I'll feel another gentle brush against me. And yes, I'm happy to make some drumming meditation videos. I'll say Archangel Gabriel, and I'll feel another brush. When you go quiet, and so right now you're hearing me as kind of a squirrel on crack. I'm actually very quiet for these experiences. And when I call them in, just like I was talking at the beginning of this, I will get a kinesthetic sensation that they are here with me. And then I will start talking with them. I love to talk with them in writing. Again, we've got the automatic writing course. You can talk with them in a song, a little bit more challenging, but can be done. Some people are really good at talking to spirit by automatic drawing as well. Again, I want you to encourage you to realize talking with spirit is not talking with spirit. Connecting with angels and guides and tapping into spirit can come in any number of ways. It can be a smell, like apple pie growing up. It can be a brush against your skin to begin with. It can be a vision. It can be something you hear. Heck, one of my favorite ways to get an answer is to put out a question to the universe, and then I will hear a creak, a pop, a groan, a something from the house. And one pop means yes, two means no. And I'll get answers all the time. We've also been known to go to spirit on our walks and our runs. Jessica, can I interrupt you for a question?
What's up?
Imagine you're going for a walk, you're going for a run. You're having a good time, maybe you've been talking with me. And all of a sudden, a gust of wind hits you in the face. What does that mean?
Time to turn around.
How often is that right?
More often than not.
A gust of wind can guide you. going out to the streets in the city, put out a question and listen for the first 3 things you hear. Grab those snippets, piece them together. Chances are that is an answer to your question. So it doesn't necessarily have to be this booming voice. It doesn't have to be coming in writing. However, I would encourage you to spend time either late at night or first thing in the morning, either going into automatic writing or doing absolutely nothing. Nothing. Why? God, universe, source speaks in the silent hours. When you're up at 3, 4, 5 in the morning, you can't help but hear spirit. If we work to calm your mind a little bit, meditation is key. If you're up at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, and from a health perspective, I recommend earlier, but if that's your time, shut down all of your electronics, dim your lights, put out a question, see what you hear. Spirit is always, always a loving, kind, gentle voice. Spirit is never the voice of shoulda, woulda, coulda, if only you had. That's not spirit, that's your ego. So when somebody asks, how can I tell if it's my ego or not? Your ego is going to be shooting all over you, while spirit will always be a loving, gentle embrace. It may tell you to get out of a burning building, but spirit's not going to say, you loser, what are you still doing there? Spirit is going to say, I love you, Michael, please go now. It will be a kind and gentle voice. This is something I had to work on when I first learned a process similar to automatic writing. And I was given just some beautiful, amazing words. I didn't believe them. I thought it was my ego. My ego would have never said anything that nice to me. So I stopped automatic writing for 2 years. Then I came back to it. I got the same beautiful, loving messages. I thought, oh, for sure, that's ego. And so I stopped then again. Finally, a year later, I said, I am ready. And I leaned into it. And I said, all right, Spirit, I want to hear what you have to say. I am listening. Now, not worth. I don't want to tangent. I don't want to take us off track by going into my near-death stories. I've had 2 near-death accidents or experiences and a 3rd accident soon after because I wasn't listening to spirit. And spirit starts off as a whisper and starts to listen louder or starts to make louder and louder claims for you to listen until she pulls out a 2x4. From a collective point of view, if you look at humanity right now, she has pulled out one heck of a 2x4. She loves us very kindly, very dearly. So at this point, what spirit is saying is, I have hit the red button. Full stop. You guys get to listen. You get to pay attention. I want to share and teach and help you get on track, but I need you to stop and go quiet. And if we don't listen, she'll turn up the voice even louder. That's how I ended up with a titanium rod, a titanium femur, a titanium hip in my left leg, and some metal hoops, wired all together. That's how I ended up with a titanium femur in my right leg, titanium hip, some wire hoops that put it all together. And that's how I literally broke every single bone in front of my heart, behind my heart, and above my heart, and behind my heart. Why? Because I wasn't listening to spirit, and she goes louder and louder and louder. So now I look at what's going on with COVID. I look at what's going on with politics. I look at what's going on with humanity, and I go, oh, I can see this. I get this. Universe has been cranking up the volume. Well, what do we do as individuals and a collective? I would say we go quiet and we start writing to spirit, talking to spirit, screaming to spirit, singing to spirit, dancing to spirit, drawing to spirit, sculpting with spirit, Sleeping with spirit, meaning put things out there before you go to sleep. That's 8 hours or so that you're going to get to sleep with spirit each and every evening. But I would say, spirit, I am listening. Call on spirit. Invite spirit in. We go, well, I'm not a channel. I'm not a medium. That's because you haven't asked. And if you say, God, I keep on talking to God, but God won't speak to me. Go quiet. The quieter you go, the more she has a chance to speak. Yeah. All the times we didn't listen to spirit were just beautiful lessons on our path to help us listen now. I have a mantra: kind, gentle, easy, good. Kind, gentle, easy, good. Kind, gentle, easy, good. What does this mantra mean? It means I am listening, universe. I am willing to hear you. Please bring it to me in the kindest, gentlest, easiest fashion possible. And as a creature of spirit, a creature from spirit, a creature of God, a creature from God, I promise to do the absolute best I can to take the most amazing care of myself for the gift you have given me. So I won't pick on myself for not having listened. I won't pick on myself for having, quote, screwed up, of which there really is no such thing. I won't pick on myself as best I can for anything. Yesterday, something went wrong. I drove someplace. We drove to Grand Junction. Woohoo! To go look at a vehicle, which was perfect. It gave us the answer. And on the way back, I'm going, I don't feel like I wasted time, but do you remember what you said? And you don't have to. I can jump in here for you.
I don't remember.
Life's too short to have regrets. Picking on yourself does nothing but drag you down. I was listening. Thank you, Pookie.
Thank you for listening.
And spirit wants the best for us. Spirit wants to help us. Spirit wants to guide us. I don't believe there is any point that spirit wants us to feel bad. Spirit wants us to learn. So, all right, I had a really traumatic experience for me last night. I'm in love with all animals. I am in love with all animals. I cannot express this enough. And we were driving home yesterday afternoon, and I was so excited and so happy. And I came up our beautiful long driveway, and I wasn't going fast. And right at the last second, I noticed a line across the road, and I didn't try to yank the wheel. It just happened too fast. And within a second, I go, oh my God, I think I just ran over a snake. And I had, and the snake was still alive, but mortally wounded. And we're snake people. Snakes visit us in the most amazing, magical way. In fact, we should get that little green snake up on our Patreon channel.
Oh,
We have the coolest little snake photos. We're in love with animals. We are, and we've had rattlesnakes visit us in the most amazing ways, like in an intertwined kundalini embrace, or coming down trees and wanting to stop and talk with us. Just incredible things. So I kill snake, and I come home, and I was just a mess. And I was practicing all of my techniques because snake was still alive but mortally wounded, and I moved it, and I said blessings and prayers over snake. But I went into automatic writing this morning, and I was asking why snake was here. And snake was here saying, this is a time period that you're stepping forward, that I need you to be even more observant, even more aware. There is a molting, a shedding of the old going on, but I need you to do this from a place of incredible awareness. And we know that while I teach mindful running and things like this, I am not nearly as aware as you are.
it's okay.
I get to be even more aware, but what I'm not allowed to do is go kicking myself for this experience. Can I learn from it? Yes. Will I go even more slowly on the driveway? Yes. Will I now look for lines across the driveway, which I had no idea a line across the driveway meant you're about to hit a snake. That one never occurred to me, and now it will. It's challenging me to go even more slowly. What am I saying here? What I'm saying is every single one of your regrets is actually guidance in disguise. I had another one of those dreams last night, Pookie.
What kind?
The dream of the girl who got away.
Oh.
It is the ultimate regret dream. What is it telling me? I get to let go at an even deeper level. That, and I need to focus on the number 9. There was something in the dream having to do with the number 9.
Interesting.
So she had a 9-year-old son, and I was trying to make a connection to her again through her 9-year-old son. So numbers are one way that universe spirit communicates with us.
Number 9, the energy of the divine.
Wait. What is this book? Who is it from? Angel Numbers by
Kyle Gray.
By Kyle Gray. All right, number 9.
The energy of the divine is awakening within you. Let your soul do the leading.
So what I get to do now is communicate with the divine more. Does it get even better than that? I didn't even look that up yet. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? So snake phobia, love up the snakes. Look at what snake represents. Snake has a long, rich history, and so you may have cultural fears about the snake, but snake is to me, one of the most beautiful, beautiful creatures. And if you're ever gifted with an ayahuasca experience, that is the energy of the snake coming through with some beautiful, beautiful messages for you. But snake is not what we have been told. Snake is incredible. Snake is powerful. Snake can molt, can change, can adapt, can move, can fit in cracks, can find ways to get along, can climb up trees, to go in holes. Snake is incredible. And snake, any animal that comes to you is not coming to you to scare you. Okay, if it's a grizzly, let's back away from the bear. The animals aren't there to scare you. The animals are there to teach and guide you. Yes, to teach and guide you. So every experience you have, no matter how horrific, no matter how scary, no matter how traumatic, and certainly no matter how regretful, has a positive meaning if you can look and lean into it. This doesn't mean that trauma isn't trauma, grief isn't grief. It means that we can learn from this in the most positive, incredible way. A few more things, and then we're going to jump into some questions here. I was mentioning I'd like you to get up early or not stay up late, but take some time. All right, let me put it to you differently. You want to communicate with spirit? When you go to do some doom scrolling, instead put the computer to sleep and take 5 minutes and just sit there. Or first thing in the morning after you get up and do some gratitudes. Before you even go into automatic writing, just sit there. Or in the middle of the day when you're completely hyped up and you don't know what to do, kick yourself outside. Get your feet on the earth if you can, and just sit there. It is very hard to communicate with God when we're doom scrolling. If you're not familiar with the term, what's doom scrolling mean? It means you go to your CNN or your Guardian or your Fox or your Truth About COVID or wherever you go, and you just start scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling until your eyes have flipped back, they've hit tilt, there's smoke coming out of your ears, and you're continuing to scroll. And there's absolutely no way for universe to come at a crowbar and crack open the door to tell you anything. Stop. Pause. Shut it all down. Now, I cut way back on the amount of information I ingested about a week ago, and I still want to know the key things. It's important, particularly if we're going on the road. It's really important. The key things will chase you down. But what I was having trouble with was, if you're listening to this, you're attracted to energy. And I was you and I are both very sensitive to energy. And I was going, how does this story make me feel? How does this story I'm looking at, how can it help me in any way, shape, or form? And if you can't find a way the story is helping you, step away from the story. Listen to the body. Certainly, stories will make you feel. The news right now is designed to make you feel like a victim. Everything right now is designed to make you feel like a victim. Flip it and become empowered. Find that victimhood feeling. Whenever you feel it, shut down everything and say, what can I do to empower myself in the moment? So if I trip across a news, negative, worthless stimulation story right now, I'm going to, where can we go on our tour? What's the RV going to be? We figured that out. What's the car going to be? How can I burn into my mind's eye? Your mind is a creator. You are an incredible creator. How can I burn into my mind's eye what I do want? Attention goes, energy flows where attention goes. Energy flows where attention goes. Energy flows where attention goes. So if you're watching stories about you're a victim, you're a victim, you're a victim, you are going to become a victim. If you see a story about being a victim and you say, screw that, it's a technical term, screw that, and you go to something else that's going to empower you. Maybe it's a trip you're planning. Maybe it's a book you're going to write. Maybe it's simply something you're going to do to rearrange the house to make you feel better and shift the energy. Energy flows where attention goes. Now you're in the driver's seat. So when you feel, that's coming from spirit, when you feel something is icky, shut it off, take a shower, make a shift. All right, let us go from here. And I'm not sure if there's anything else you wanted to share about automatic writing at the moment. I do encourage everyone to take this class next week. I can't think of anything more powerful than each morning waking up. What is automatic writing? Each morning you wake up, you meditate for just 10 minutes or so. You put on some headphones for some theta brain entrainment music. You say a couple key prayers that help you step down into this magical space, kind of like Allison going into Wonderland. And you ask universe, what do I need to know today? And you just keep your pen flowing on the page without thought, don't know what to write, keep on going, and words will start to come in. Words will start to come up. And now you are channeling, and now you are off to the races. So we're going to teach you step by step how to do that. Jessica says there's a coupon code already entered if you go to automaticwriting.com. I cannot think of a more powerful tool that has changed our lives. And so we're looking for sponsors for this upcoming tour. Why do I mention that? I only want to pimp, share, push, talk about things that I believe in. I believe in nothing more than Pookie first, Kitty second, automatic writing right behind that, because it changes our lives, because it allows us to connect with spirit on a daily basis. I can have a conversation with spirit. I had a conversation with spirit about, is this the right RV to get? I had a conversation with spirit about cars. I have a conversation with spirit about what do we do next with the show? Because we're going to make some beautiful changes. Jessica's going to be on the mic a bunch this fall when we're on tour. It's actually really, really exciting. And so we were asking in spirit, in automatic writing, how does this change? What does this look like? Where do we go from here? I call it the PPD. What is our purpose? What is our path? What is our direction? And we get that out of automatic writing. So with that said, I am going to do the dangerous thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to see if there's anything that the Pookie wants to share. And if not, we'll go into the questions that we have.
Well, the next live class that comes with the automatic writing program is Thursday, August 6th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And those calls happen once a month with the program. So Once you're in the program, you have access to all of the live classes.
So what she's saying, and I didn't explain very well, is yes, we have a course coming up a week from Thursday, but you actually get a whole video series along with the course, or a course along with a video series. So you can start learning automatic writing tonight. And then we have a live class to get you up to speed a week from Thursday to answer all of your questions and get you channeling. This is a channeling process. Jessica likes to say, you're going to turn your journaling into channeling. Mm-hmm. I like that. That should be the tagline.
It is the tagline.
It is the...
At least that's what I've been using as the tagline.
Oh, is it the tagline on the website?
It's probably mentioned somewhere, but...
I can picture it in cursive. All from journaling. I wonder if the book cover needs to change.
Maybe.
Turn your journaling into channeling. Ooh, I like
Nirvana Bliss did ask, does Michael channel? And I said, you channel through your automatic writing. And after a few years, you started to spontaneously channel guidance for your coaching clients and guidance for your interviews during the interview itself, right?
Yeah, what happened is the voice of automatic writing, which didn't start as a voice, it just started as the pen moving fluidly. That voice started to get louder, started to spill over throughout the day when I was quiet. This is a key thing. Even now, automatic writing will actually jump in, or the voice of all will jump in the most extreme circumstances with me. My ego doesn't want to listen. Like if I'm having an argument with Pookie, all will tell me to step down the troops. She's right. Stop it, man. Now, it is hard at those times for me to listen. I'm being ganged up on.
Wait, so I'm impressed that after an argument, you have the groundedness to go to automatic writing to write about what just happened.
Not always, but there are times when I do it, or that voice will just come through because I have practiced it so much. And so, we had a goodie last week. I was so overtired that I just completely lost it.
Yeah.
This is part of this COVID time. So while I'm being open and honest, I am also putting the caveat of, I think we're all going to the funny farm a little bit at this point.
Uh-huh.
And then I came back upstairs.
Yeah.
Because I was wrong.
You didn't tell me that.
Well.
No, I could have been more sensitive too.
Well, thank you. So, but automatic writing. I've had people who've become professional mediums and channels from learning automatic writing because the voice just gets louder and gets louder and louder still until it comes through almost all the time.
Should we answer some questions?
Let's do that. I can't believe we've already gone through an hour.
Wow. You had a lot of good stuff to say.
Cool. So let's answer a few questions and then let us get out on our channeling, walking, beautiful hike at that point. How's that sound? We shifted this early. Please let us know if you like the time, but we shifted it early so that we could have some time to get on a walk before it's completely dark, which is what we've been doing after. Let's have you on camera for a second.
I am
It
on
is
camera.
Unplugged over here.
Oh, okay.
And so I am going to plug the computer back in.
All right. Squirrel's going to take your place.
So you are having a squirrel moment. Does Squirrel have a name?
Well, the other squirrel is named Southern Comfort.
This is true.
So I thought this squirrel could be Tiki for tequila.
Tiki. Tiki the squirrel. I thought you were going for JD for Jack Daniels, but okay, Tiki it is.
It could be JD. I don't know. We could, if you have suggestions for a name for this little one.
They haven't met Southern Comfort yet, but okay.
Oh.
We can say that for another time.
Southern Comfort's a big squirrel.
I just want to address one question real quickly, and then
Yeah.
we'll dive into here, which is, do you have to worry about evil spirits or something like that? When you channel or when you do channeling work or mediumship, unless you're trying to find out if there is a hitchhiker attached, what I would do is I would use protection prayers, and I would go to the highest level that you can. If you're going, for instance, to the archangels, if you're going to God, source, spirit, universe, not spirits, but if you're going to the highest level you can, you are safe. Now, if you've had extreme bipolar or schizophrenia or things like that, then I would be very cautious at that point about channeling to be safe, because when I look at people with bipolar and schizophrenia, I see it as actually a gift, but it means you're often between radio stations, and we get to learn how to cultivate that carefully, like working with a pro, before you open those floodgates to keep yourself safe.
Susan says, or she says, "Gray goose."
No, that's more like a turkey. I have to figure out how to do a goose. All right.
Okay.
Questions.
Questions. Janet asks, "Do you need to have a still mind to hear spirit?"
Janet, in the beginning, a still mind is not the still mind the way you think. We don't have to have a perfectly clear crystal pond where everything emerges from the depths. And if that pond is perfectly still, we can hear. And if that pond isn't, then we can't. No. Using, like we use tricks of going into a theta brainwave state. This can help so that even if the mind isn't completely still, but the more the mind is quiet, at least initially, the easier it is to hear. So I do encourage you to cultivate that, to work on that quiet mind. But don't think, oh, my mind is a squirrel on crack. There's no way that I can get into awe, which stands for automatic writing experience. I would say, actually, if your mind is a squirrel on crack, then that's the easiest to get into awe. What do you mean? Don't listen to your mind. If you've got so many different ideas going on there, just give up on all of them for 5 or 10 minutes and go write. That's the cool thing about automatic writing. What we do is we practice. I like to picture Penn Station. And we practice going into this giant, massive train station where we accidentally find us on one train. That's one thought train. And so we hop off. We find ourselves on another thought train. We hop off. We continuously practice in a meditative state, hopping off of the trains we don't want to. That makes it easier. And then the process, like automatic writing, we go without the mind. We go with theta music. We turn up that music loudly. We focus on the breath. We do anything but say, what do I get to write? Because what do I get to write is going to the thinking mind. Just allowing the pen to scrawl takes that overactive thinking mind out of the equation. Next question.
From Alessandra. I've been asking some questions in my dream journal at night, like for clarity and guidance.
Yep.
Is that a good idea?
That is brilliant idea, Alessandra. I think that is the most awesome thing that you can do. Put those questions out there before you go to sleep so that universe can give you clarity and guidance while you sleep or when you wake. I'm an angels guy. And so I would go, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel. Please give me some guidance tonight. Please give me some clarity for everything going on, or clarity for why did I hit the snake? Clarity for any piece of the equation. You know what's so cool, Pookie? I had this dream about the one that got away.
Yes.
And I woke up.
Yes.
And you rolled over to me and took my hand.
I did.
You don't remember? It was the coolest thing. It was universe. I swear it was universe using you as a puppet saying, nobody got away. The most amazing person in the world is right here with you. Do you remember snuggling up with me?
I do. But I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know. It's all blur.
That was right after I woke up from that dream. It was like you knew.
Oh.
It was the coolest thing. So thank you. All right.
Okay. Oh, I've got the questions there too. From Jackie, can you explain why the lofty question is asked the way it is? Why does blank come to me with such grace and ease?
So the lofty question is designed to take your mind out of the equation. It's not designed for you to try to figure it out. It's to allow universe to figure it out for you. How does money come to me with grace and ease? I don't know. I guess I could I could hold a class. I could sell Sir Meowser's t-shirts or Sir Meowser's masks. How does it? How gives you a bunch of directions for your mind to go in. Why? And you have to figure it out with how. How does this going to happen? I don't know. I better think about it. Why means it's already taken place. Why does money come to me? Why did money come to me? Why did this tour happen with such grace and ease? Why did this most magical vehicle come to us with such incredible grace and ease? It's already taken place when you ask the why question. Now you're just asking universe to fill in the blanks or fill in the dots. It takes you, this, out of the equation. That's what we're looking for. And somebody just mentioned want versus need, how I am going to view that here. And I didn't catch that whole question, Nirvana or Nirvana Bliss. When you do why, it doesn't get your nervous system into a fight or flight sympathetic nervous system response of, oh, I got to figure this out. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know. No. Oh, breathe deep. That's your how. Why? It's already happened. I don't know why. The universe is going to show me why. And so it steps down or stands down the nervous system, taking you from a fight or a flight or sympathetic nervous system response into a parasympathetic rest and relax response. So let's take a few more. Oh my God. What is our cutoff time?
Depends on when you want to walk.
I would like to go walking at 6:30.
Okay.
All right. Meaning, all right. So we've got like another 10 minutes of questions here.
Okay, from Janet.
Yes.
I get numbers all the time. Don't know if it's a spirit or if it's spirit.
Janet, I would look them up. I would look up all your numbers. Now, oftentimes, to me, numbers have a couple meanings. So one is the meaning that you can get out of Kyle Gray's book or any other book. I guess I'm going to go with 3 reasons. One is the number you're going to get out of a book. Second, feel what that number means. I keep getting 456, 456, 456. What does that mean? I think it means take small incremental steps forward. 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. Take small incremental steps. I went out skating on, Tuesday, and I hit mile 11, and mile 11 was done in 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Then 2 days later, I went out skating, and on my watch, it tells me what every mile is, and mile 11 was 4 minutes and 44 seconds. What does that tell me? Well, first off, I think it means that I'm surrounded by angels and guides each and every moment. 11 and 444 are incredibly sacred. Secondly, not only is it special and sacred to me when 444 comes up, but it came up and look, 44 likes, right as I'm saying this. Perfect. Not only is it special and sacred, but it came up twice when I never am exactly 4 minutes and 44 seconds on a mile, let alone twice at the same mile, 2 days running. That is a synchronicity telling me from the universe. Look at this, 14444. Telling me I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. End of story. And so look for these numbers and take note. Lisa Bradley, how do you move forward when you keep remembering all the times you didn't listen? Be loving and kind and gentle to yourself, Lisa. That's what we're talking to you about. How loving can you be? How gentle can you be? How much can you love yourself up? How easy can you be with yourself? So you didn't listen. Those are learning experience, so you can listen more now. I didn't listen. I got broken. Ow. I listen more now. But I won't go back and say I regret it because those were the beautiful gifts that are helping me to listen now. Everything is here to serve you. If you believe you are a spiritual being having a human existence, then you can't say, well, this is spirit, but this is not. This is good, but that is bad. No, it is all spirit. I think the two of us have really taken that to a whole new level lately. Wouldn't you say?
Taken what? I'm sorry.
That's okay, because you're juggling everything. Everything that has happened, we are not labeling as this is good, this is bad, but we're seeing it all right now as spirit.
That's the goal. And the initial knee-jerk reaction may not be that, But we come around to that belief.
And so those times in the past when you didn't listen are actually here to serve you. Janet Carson, will spirit refuse to help to protect your free will? Refuse to help to protect your free will. So I'm going to put it this way, Janet. I believe I know where you're going. I'm going to move slowly with this one. Spirit will give you exactly what you need for your highest good, Janet, and the highest good of all. This means, and when you see me close my eyes, I'm letting the words come to me. This means, Janet, that you will be given an answer always. It may not be the answer you're looking for, and it may very well not be the entire answer. It is like Carol. Should we share Carol's last name? The divine breadcrumb.
What are you about to share?
Well, basically what I'm sharing is, I like her term, called the divine breadcrumb. Universe gives us breadcrumb after breadcrumb after breadcrumb to help guide us on our path. Universe never gives us the entire answer at once. Because if we have the entire answer, there's nothing to do. If you're told how the rest of your life is going to unfold all the way up through your dying breath, then why would you live? It's already done. But if universe just gives you one step and then you get to go to explore, to feel, to experience joy, to experience pain, to experience the entire spectrum of life, which is what this is about. This isn't about winning the game of life. There is no winning. None of us are going to get out of here alive. It's how much can we expand? How much can we grow? Not a, well, you've expanded or I've expanded more than you because I'm a, oh God, that's ego coming in the back door. No. But universe will give you just what you need to help you on your path. So in that sense, universe won't get in the way of free will because you are here to learn and to grow. Nirvana, I have a snake phobia. Can't even see snakes in the picture. Any clues? How do I come out of a snake phobia? Well, certainly Nirvana bliss. I would do tapping. I love myself completely and fully, even though I am freaked out about snakes, even though snakes scare the heck out of me, even though, and we have way too many beautiful videos and more to come on EFT tapping. Can't recommend it enough. That's one thing. I would do something like a Dr. Bradley Nelson's emotion code, or if I worked with you, I have my own clearing technique to help remove some of those wounds and fears and concerns, not just from you, but from past lifetimes as well. And then I would look at reframing. How can the snake be a positive? How can the snake be something of joy? I see snake every single time we see snake, although, God, that hurt my heart last night. Every time we see snake, as sacred, as special, as divine. When any animal comes to your path, it is the divine speaking to you in animal form. Their spirit's having a snake experience. Realize that. Snake is spirit having a snake experience. You are spirit having a human existence. What's the difference? You've got 2 arms, 2 legs. It's got a bunch of scales. Really, from a spiritual perspective, the buck ends right about there. You're both spirit. When we can embrace this, we realize that snake is really very beautiful in its own way. Francine just wrote about nostril breathing. What does a snake do? It nostril breathes. It's pretty cool when you think about it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Do you think a snake does alternating nostril breathing, though?
I've never seen a snake take its tail and go.
Maybe it doesn't need to take its tail. Maybe it could just spontaneously.
Well, it has the bifurcated tongue, so maybe it's going up on the inside. You never know. Snakes have got it going on. Nirvana Bliss, how long automatic writing took you to actually channel? To get good at it, to get decent at it, probably about a month. To really start tapping in a couple weeks with some very, very deep meditations. I was able to get something on the first day When we teach people, it's typically 2 to 4 weeks before wisdom.
She's asking how long did it take before you were channeling without needing to write? I think
6 months, year, really good. So 6 months in, I remember being with coaching clients who were commenting that I was. And then the answer was coming to me. I was dropping my head, going silent, waiting, and the answers would chase me down. That was within the first 6 months. Within 6 months after that, I didn't need to drop my head or anything. The answers were just coming. Last 3 questions. We're doing great. Selena Struthers, can I ask my guides to help heal my intense back pain? Absolutely, Selena. Now, will they is a different story, because back pain has to do with support, has to do with so many things that you may get to work on, because I have had back challenges myself, and they're there as steering and guidance. So guides will hear you and they may help you with it, but they also want you to take action. Any pain that we have did not come to us in a vacuum. It wasn't created in a vacuum. It's not going to be healed in a vacuum, meaning it's here to serve you. Why is the pain here? How can I learn from the pain? What can the pain teach me? How can I walk away from this pain? And I use walk on purpose because movement almost always helps back pain. And this is somebody who got hit by a car and had damaged L4 and L5. And pain center after pain center told me to stop moving, which made it freaking 100 times worse. Maybe worse than worse. Once I got moving, the majority of it went away. To this day, if I don't move, it still hurts. If I move, it doesn't hurt. Why? Because we're meant to move. We're meant to walk across the savannah. We're meant to lift. We're meant to dance. We are meant to be active, each and every one of us, whatever that means, with whatever we've been gifted as far as our ambulatory conditions go. Whatever we've been gifted is what we get to use. So we can ask the angels, we can ask the guides, and then we get to step forward. That's a great question, Ms. Shikarer. And I'm going to go with a surprising no is my guess. But who knows? The question is, does being vegetarian help connect to spirit faster? And I know some amazing Tibetan monks who are the biggest meat eaters in the world. So I would like to say you're at a higher frequency, you're at a higher this, you're at a higher that. And I'm vegan, except when she slips me a little bit of this or a little bit of that, usually an egg or some ghee. Does it mean I'm vibrating at a higher level? I don't believe so. Now, if we ascribe meaning to it and it makes us feel good, that could help us reach a higher level. And I'm not saying because of that to go out and go kill a bunch of animals. I'm a huge animal nut, and I'm a huge planet nut. And there's a huge planet cost. What is it? A pound of beef is, I don't even know how many gallons, 550 gallons of water versus a pound of kale, which is maybe like 20 gallons of water. So I'm not saying that we're going to just live on kale. What I am saying is not only can we look at the impact to animals, but we can look at the impact on the planet and the so many different levels. I'm not trying to go down a vegetarian road here, but I want to be careful that I'm not so sure that you have to be vegan or vegetarian to vibrate at a high level or to connect with spirit. I wouldn't, my experience would suggest you don't have to be at all. In fact, in all of the people, we've taught thousands of people automatic writing at this point, I've never seen that somebody has had better success than somebody else because they've been more vegetarian or less of a meat eater than another. Not once.
No. I mean, you've had a lot of mediums on the show, and they haven't been vegetarian.
No.
I mean, some of them may have.
But nobody, not a single medium has said, connect with spirit faster by being a vegetarian. Last 2 questions of the evening. Drum roll, please. For those who have schizophrenia, PTSD, anxiety, or depression, what do you suggest to connect with spirit for direction, if not automatic writing? Anxiety or depression?
Do you think they understood that?
No, I think I have to do some clarification. So With schizophrenia, we're hearing other voices, not the voices of your mind. Sometimes with bipolar, you're kicked over into a schizophrenic kind of condition as well. That's where I'm not suggesting automatic writing is good. If you have PTSD, I think automatic writing is the bomb for helping you heal it. If you have anxiety or depression, I would say it's pretty much required. I'm just talking specifically if you are so energetically sensitive that you can be kicked over the edge into a manic episode. I'm being extremely clear, a manic episode or a schizophrenic episode, then let's not do automatic writing until that's under control. But if you have anxiety, then we need to connect with spirit. If we have depression, we really need to connect with spirit. If we have PTSD, and I struggled with that for almost 7 years, although Jessica would say it was actually much longer than that. It was spirit that helped heal that. And automatic writing is phenomenal for all of those things. Just not if there's a possibility of you going manic or going into a schizophrenic episode. Coach Kai is saying EMDR. I would say tapping as well. And I went down the EMDR road as well. There's some amazing practitioners. But I would dive into the PTSD with any and all tools. With all of those, any and all tools. I'm a kitchen sink kind of guy. Do you think that brought some clarity?
I think so.
All right. Last question. What kind of signs does the universe give us? Can you give an example? Well, in addition to the snake that sacrificed its life last night, you can get signs from a frozen email that you tried to send, or the internet going down, or you were going to say something and all of a sudden you heard a pa-ding coming up from your email. Universe will speak to you with signs and symbols that are readily available. Maybe you go, I really need to do, and all of a sudden, heaven forbid, a bird hits the window. Step back and think twice. You're driving down the road and you go, I have an idea for a tour. And you hear, well, that could mean pay attention, or it could mean yes, confirmation from the universe. If you hear a whole bunch of angry honks, that might mean I need to think twice. So look and listen for the signs and symbols that are all around you. They're there at each and every moment. I like to say that I'm a shaman, and I talk about how I am an alchemist. I like to play with energy. To me, being a shaman doesn't necessarily mean you have to come from a lineage. Certainly, you could have had a special or sacred event in your life. I don't believe it even means that. It means you are listening. You are connected to the natural world, and you are listening to the spirit of the rocks, to the spirit of the animals, to the spirit of the earth, to the spirit of the sky, to the spirit of your gut, to the spirit, the living beingness that is in everything and every one of us, every moment, all around us. You live in a magical world. You truly live in a magical world. It is your job. It is my job. It is all of our job to listen, look, smell, taste, sense with everything that we've got, and to truly invite spirit in. So with that said, I want to see if there's anything last that you want to share. Again, come join us for automatic writing. It's going to be really special, and you could start tonight. You sign up for our class, which is in 10 days from now, but you can start working on channeling tonight. I guide you through video by video how to start channeling right away, and it is beyond a game changer. It is really, really cool, because now it's sort of like Neil Donald Walsh's book, Conversations with God. You can converse with God yourself. Anything that you want to share or add?
No.
All right. Well, love you guys so much. We look forward to seeing you next week, approximately same time. I'm guessing we might roll it back even about 30 minutes sooner and see how that goes, because there's such a great turnout here. I'd like to be able to give everybody time to answer the questions, so I'd like to do it a little bit earlier so that we can get out for a glorious Sunday evening walk. So can't wait to see you next week. And we'll be sharing more about our upcoming RV tour. Last thing, if you want the interaction that you saw in the beginning, if you want the behind the scenes, if you want to see Michael in the shower, no. If you want to see Pookie with a curling iron, come join us and get our backstage pass. That way you will have.
I could curl your hair.
Oh my God. You could, Pookie. Where do people go to get the backstage pass?
Okay.
That's on Patreon.
Aren't you gonna?
I'm watching you type.
Something?
Am I going to say something? I'm ready. I'm just waiting for you to type because it'll cut us off afterwards. All right. Love you guys so much. I'm giving the last words to Tiki, to you.
Gray Goose.
To Gray Goose. How does it? I don't know.
That's one scary goose. No, he can't find the end button.
I got it now.
Wild turkey.